Is your head and heart in two different places? Do you both love and hate the world? Do you love and hate spirituality at the same time because of cults and dogmas, judgments and hypocrisy? Then you are in an in-between place, a place of contradicting thoughts and feelings. I have them all the time. My name is Mary Moses, and I do an ancient art form called scrying. This is where I cover a piece of paper with charcoal, and Spirit shows us symbology and body language that explains where you are and where you could be, and how to shift timelines and shift our emotions and maybe even shift our beliefs to a more balanced state. Although this is an individual reading for Cliff, this is also a collective reading for those of you who feel a contradiction within themselves. So Cliff, you are around 1 o'clock. Your head is in the clouds. Your head is in spirituality. Your heart is in love with the world. You're holding a guitar, and there is a dragon as your spirit animal. And there is a higher self that is on a cross that looks like a wall with the letter T. There is a stag at 11 o'clock, and you have beings in the spirit realm that are there for you. You have 2 males and 2 females. There is a holy dove in front of your nose, and the person above your head is pouring water into your eye, which is causing a tear. And there is a contract there below your eye as well. There's a young female holding an ankh, which is the eye of the needle. So look at all of the eyes. They're significant in your piece and a communication to you. There is a doe and a world of its own inside your heart. And so let's talk about how your head is cut off and how you are under a cross and how you are holding a beautiful world in your heart. When we are on the cross, we don't know who we are. We have contradicting thoughts about ourselves and the world, about spirituality. And this contradiction is because we have adopted truths and mindsets and perceptions and emotions from everyone in the world, so we don't know who we are. This is the allegory of Christ on the cross, taking on the sins of the world. You have an entire world inside your heart, and it's a beautiful world, and you want the world to be beautiful, and you want your heart to shine that world in front of you, and yet you also hate the world. The guitar symbolizes isolation, yet contentment, freedom, determination, and creativity. It's a symbol of freedom and independence, but more about isolation. The word lone musician comes to mind. Some say that the guitar player is disconnected from the rest of the world. I don't see that you're disconnected. I see that you have an idea in your heart of a beautiful world, and you're not seeing that. Guitars evoke feelings of sadness, introspection, which further contributes to a sense of isolation. Many people find the guitar appealing because it is a solo instrument. Guitars also reflect 2 worlds, and these strings reflect a rainbow bridge, the sound of God being frequency and vibration. The guitar reminds you of things that make you feel good in life, that boosts your mood and brings you a sense of contentment. When we get into symbolism and alchemy, you'll find that the guitar and the dragon and the doe and the stag are quite significant to your spiritual awakening. In alchemy, your dragon is a higher self that comes into your life and will try to kill you. They say in alchemy that if you get eaten by the dragon, then you will be permitted into an upper world where the gods are, and your head is below a cross, but the top of your head is in a higher realm, the realm of the gods. The stag represents time travel, that once we become illuminated we can go back in time and fix the world that was once dark and lonely. Stag reflects the ability to move through life and obstacles with grace, being in touch with their inner child and the innocence. This is what I'm seeing in your heart. If you look at this Solomon seal, the moon is below the cross. The sun is above the cross. And you are just breaking past the wall barrier of the moon. And part of you is going into the realm of the sun. But your heart is in the moon energy. But your heart is so beautiful. And it's like you want to release your beautiful heart into this world. And you are having obstacles like the dragon. So the dragon, what it does is it's fire energy, and it burns all that is false within you. So when you're taking on energies of the world, like sins of the world, and you believe things about yourself or the world that are false, the dragon will burn you when you believe lies or when you believe things that are false. And that's why it seems like it's devouring you or killing you. But when we go with the flow and trust the higher self or the voice of the dragon, and we become an empty vessel, we die before we die, we become unpolarized and not have contradicting thoughts. We simply surrender and let go and forgive. And we stop trying to control the world, and we allow our higher self, the stag and the dragon, to help us hear the voice of God, which is like the strumming of a guitar. I suggest looking up the symbols of Atum, Atum, the Egyptian god who created himself. You have the hands of Atum, and Atum created the first human being out of tears of joy. And I'm seeing these symbols within your piece. You came here as a contract, and the Holy Dove, finding the Holy Dove is part of your spiritual contract, to hear that voice of spirit so that you can step in faith to a divine voice that is always around you and within you. The Ankh reflects going through the eye of the needle. In order to go through the eye of the needle, we have to die before we die. Die of beliefs, die of emotions, go through the eye, and then suddenly we hear and see the voice of God, and this voice of God leads us to bigger and better experiences, relationships, and a beautiful world that really is already inside your heart, Cliff. Now the doe is female. Doe, a deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun. And the male is at 11. You have a key of Solomon, and Solomon is about the sun dominating the moon. Sol is sun. Oman is moon. I just get this feeling that you want so much to change the world. And I think we have to let the world go. Let the dead bury the dead. Let the ignorance lead the ignorant. Let the blind lead the blind, because we are being led to fully, both heart and mind, swim around in light, love, and joy, and become like a lighthouse, because we have experienced the dark, and now it's our time of experiencing the light. And then when we're done with that, we may go in the center and be balanced between the two. Seems like all of your spiritual family that is around you is letting you know that you're not alone. You're being fed living waters. And you have a beautiful heart. You also have a lot of Mithra energy with the pointy hats that everyone is wearing. This is connected to the god Ar from Armenia, and Mithra was the original Christ before Mithra's name was changed to Jesus Christ by the Romans. But don't take my word for my interpretation for your piece. Look at your piece yourself with your own eyes and decide for yourself what you believe that this piece means to you. If you would like a reading, go to forestfairy.com.
Allow your heart to speak with the energy of the sun.